Cindy Hanerhoff, and she is the president of LaraDorbecker Securities Corporation here in the Woodlands, Texas. And I wanted to thank you so much for inviting us into your home.
Oh, well, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to have all of you here.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about what you do, and you were telling us that you are a stockbroker.
Yes, I run a LaraDorbecker Securities Corporation. We're a full-service broker-dealer, and we deal through Sunbelt Securities and custodian at Fidelity, or National Financial Services. And this is our 20th year in business. I was in the Galleria up until 2003, and then been here in the Woodlands ever since.
Wow. So what was your journey leading up to getting into this industry?
I started at Citibank International back in 1981 when I first came to Houston out of college, and I was in charge of plotting the yield curve every day, and that's the Treasury yield curve. And I started thinking that interest rates were going down and that people should extend their rates, because I was in charge of posting the interest rate on the CDs every day. Our client base was from Latin America, because back then there was no branch banking. So we all spoke Spanish, and most people were either Hispanic or, like me, bilingual. And so Merrill Lynch was in the building, and I went upstairs at 24 years old and told them that I wouldn't answer the phone, that I wanted to be a broker, and that I could go to Mexico and bring accounts with a minimum of $100,000, which, because that was the minimum at Citibank. And that's what I did.
Oh, wow.
I became the second woman worldwide in Merrill Lynch by the time I was 30 years old. And well, they were all a second woman. There weren't that many women in the industry back then, but men and women, number 99 by 1987. And yeah, so that was my beginning in this industry.
What was your degree in?
I have one degree in international relations from the University of South Florida, and I have another BA in Spanish. So I went to school in Mexico City for a year, like an exchange student when I was Southbourne College, and came to Houston because it was boomtown in 1980.
So, let's explore a little bit more about what you do on a daily basis, especially for the viewers that might be watching and they really have no idea what that even means, what you do. So,
well, you know, it's quite simple. I'm an old-fashioned traditional broker. I'm a bond trader because a lot of my client base resides outside the United States. They reside in Mexico and Latin America, and they want their money safe in the U.S. At Merrill Lynch, we were with Merrill Lynch International, and then I went to Payne Weber, which became UBS International, and then I went independent 20 years ago. So, but basically it's the same client base. We're on the 4th generation of our original customers, and we are the patrimonio, you know, their patrimony, and we try to keep it safe, relatively safe, with a diversified portfolio of bonds and stock, and a few mutual funds, depending on the size of the account.
So I'm a little bit jealous that you are a Spanish speaker, because my parents are both Mexican,
Yeah.
and I don't even know Spanish. But do you actually speak Spanish every day?
Yeah. For my business, yeah, we speak Spanish all the time, and my assistants are all bilingual. That's one thing we offer. Although our client base does speak English, when it comes to money, they usually want to speak in their native tongue. Mm-hmm. So we offer that. You know, we've always had completely bilingual staff. That's one of the keys to working for LaraDorbecker Securities Corporation.
Yeah. And how do your clients find you, or do you find them?
Well, it's referral. It's strictly referral. You know, someone is happy with their account, and they refer, you know, either a family member or friends. And the women in the United States, my client base is mostly female, and they refer, you know, me to their friends who, you know, a lot of them are single now, you know, recently divorced, and I specialize in helping them when they get their settlement to understand what they have and to provide for themselves for the rest of their lives.
Wow, yeah, I was going to ask you about if you had a niche or anything. Is there anything else that you are really great at
Well, bond trading, that's my forte.
Yeah.
Because the Latin Americans, when I started, they wanted everything safe. And so bonds, I taught them how to trade bonds. You know, bonds are, they're priced every day like other securities. You can lose money, especially when interest rates rise. But managing bond portfolios, relatively short duration, yeah, that's my specialty actually. And then of course the equity markets this year have done quite well.
Joining, like collaborating with other organizations or with community organizations or individuals. Do you do any of that?
Well, I'm president of Altrusa International here in Montgomery County. And Altrusa International is a service organization that was founded in 1917. And it started somewhat as a suffragette organization right prior to women getting the right to vote in 1919. And Mamie Bass was the founder, and you know, we have meetings once a month. We take attendance. You know, Eleanor Roosevelt was a Altrusan. We have a non-voting seat in the United Nations because of her. And we have chapters all over the world. And here in Montgomery County, what we do, we specialize in helping needy organizations and people here in Montgomery County.
Yeah, and how did you end up getting involved in that organization?
Well, they found me actually. I'd never heard of Altrusa International, and they found me, I think, through the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce as a woman business owner.
Oh, okay.
And wrote me a letter and invited me, and it was 4 years ago, so I'm a charter member of the club up here in the Woodlands.
I wanted to know too, like you mentioned the Chamber of Commerce. Are you a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, because we don't advertise and we don't really aren't the traditional way of finding clients. Yes, I've been since 2007, but this last 12 months I've kind of been dormant. Mm-hmm. And haven't gone to well, of course, COVID too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time, maybe when you first got started in this profession, where you had an obstacle, and what did you do to overcome that obstacle?
Oh, there's been lots of obstacles. You know, you have to fail to succeed. Fail many times. Try something, it doesn't work. Try something else until you tweak it, until you get it. An obstacle that I had was, when I was young, was being a female going down to Mexico City to open up accounts. You know, I had to figure out, and you can't just meet people in a lobby because you're dealing with the wealthy, and you have to have a private, you know, area. So that was difficult until I tweaked it, until I got it right. You know, where they felt that they were in I used to rent a big suite in a hotel. There in Mexico City, so that they could have the meeting room with everything professional. But that was a challenge in the beginning, you know, being a female, young, running around trying to solicit assets.
Yeah.
And how did you keep motivated to keep going? Because there's a lot of obstacles, and you're in a foreign country too.
Yeah, well, in Mexico, because I went to school there, and I have friends there. I've been going to Mexico with my mom and dad when I was a child in a travel trailer, when you could drive and camp and all that and stay in trailer parks. So I've been going down. That's why I decided to study Spanish, by the way, was because I was going down there every summer with my mom and dad, and I couldn't talk to the children that I wanted to play with. Aww. So I started taking Spanish in high school and college and everywhere. And then I always thought if I couldn't find a job, I could always be a translator or a Spanish teacher.
Yeah. I wanted to know maybe a secret, and actually I'm really personally curious about, you know, you really were a trailblazer, and what is the secret to, you know, going and taking that stand to those higher ups and letting them know?
Well, I think that women, I'm a feminist, and I think women are our own worst enemies, actually. We're the ones that hold ourselves back. We prevent ourselves, maybe because we start to make more money than our spouses, maybe because we're psychologically trained. So if you can get over the fact that, and hopefully you have a partner in life that supports you in this, to continue to go forward, because if you have the capacity, you have to go for the gold. Mm-hmm. You know, Merrill Lynch sent us to the Winter Olympics in 1988 in Calgary, Canada. And some of the music, motivational songs and stuff, I play them all the time. The Olympic theme, I think that's my ringer on my phone, actually. It used to be anyway. So yeah, it's just, as a female, to always push forward, to never give up, to don't be afraid of being successful.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, set goals and then you achieve them. I mean, I remember being on a plane once and I had a goal to reach a certain amount of production at Merrill Lynch, and I did way more, and I was just like, poof, you know, but then you just, you know, and it motivates you to keep on going.
Yeah. Well, I really love that. And that was my last question that I had. But we do have this really fun thing that we do, and it's where we have this hat full of fun questions to ask. Not that those questions weren't that fun, but you pick 3 of these horseshoes that are in here, and then you answer them. So you can pick your first one.
Have you ever been to any rodeo? Oh, yes. I'm a lifetime member of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and I used to be an interpreter for the International Committee for about 4 years.
Nice. I'm also on a committee.
Yeah, and I love it. And I mentioned prior, Altrusa International of Montgomery County, I'd like to invite you all on Wednesday, May 19th, to come out to the Butler House Restaurant, which is at 99 in Gosling. It's a family event to play bingo. We're going to have a bingo night, and we're going to have a silent auction, and all of the proceeds from the silent auction will go to Yes to Youth here in Montgomery County Youth Services.
That's great.
So, and we're going to dress Western rodeo, even though they canceled it.
And we'll make sure that we put Altrusa's information down below so that y'all can go and check that out.
Do you prefer Tex-Mex or authentic Mexican food?
I think I know that. Yeah, I was like, I know the answer.
Yeah, and I cook it too. I love when, and that's my hobby or fun thing to do is cook and invite friends over. I love to entertain.
Okay, well, we'll let you know when we're available.
Yeah, there you go. I think Texas should have its own passport. Why? No, I'm not for. I love Texas. I'm you know, like I say, I've been here since 1980. But I believe in unity, and I think that you know, that we're all part of the United States of America.
Everybody thinks that Texas should become its own country, or not everybody, but a lot of people.
Well, you know, because it was the only state that was a republic, it could.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We
like it how
depend
it
on
is.
the rest of the country, as well as they depend on us.
All right, Cindy. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and playing our little fun game here. And I feel like we learned a lot about you, and I think our audience is going to be really inspired to go and.
Yeah, well, I would love you to reach out to me for questions about Altrusa International. We're always looking to recruit more members. And if you have questions and are interested in learning more about stocks and bonds for your personal finance, I'm available.
Awesome. And like I mentioned before, her information is going to be down below, so make sure that you go and reach out to her. And thanks again, and bye.
Bye.
It's National Humor Month, y'all. Everyone has a different sense of humor, and sometimes as adults, we have to work hard to find the humor in things. And most of the time when we're typing LOL, we are really not laughing out loud. We were silly and laughed as kids, but as we get older, we find less things to laugh about. But on those rare occasions, they feel good. Here's a clip that was edited out of a past video, and you will see why.
You're establishing, expectations for how you expect to be treated.
But to me, again, there are customer service industries, and there are industries that are not so heavy customer service.
Like what?
If you're a truck driver,
okay.
You're not necessarily going to be, standing at a door welcoming people, right? Because you're like hauling load. And if you're efficient at your job, and if you're safe at your job, then you're a good truck driver. So you don't have to work on your soft skills.
But what does that have to do with this? I don't see any correlation here. Okay.
Explain it.
So you're saying that these people with bad customer service skills should be truck drivers?
Maybe they should.
I'm just not. truck driver, and I think he would be great at customer service. So,
And I'm not saying don't try.
so not all truck drivers.
Well, maybe we should start a training where truck drivers walk in and teach customer service.
This has taken a turn. Anyway, it is Get to Know Your Customer Day.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh man. Blooper reel.
Oh my god, that's not the point we're making. What's the point we're making?
I don't know where you were going. I have no idea what you were talking about with truck drivers.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. Bring it back in, prove your point so I can understand.
I like gratitude too. Okay. My point of the whole truck driver connection this is not going well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Oh my god, I have water in my mouth.
You almost died? You almost drowned? Okay.
Do you understand what she's saying?
Anyway, my point is, with the truck driver connection, if you're gonna go into a restaurant, obviously customer service should be a very high priority, just like the freshness of your food.
So the truck driver delivered the food. Like, I still don't get it. What are you talking about? Oh Lord. Are you drunk?
No, I'm not.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway.
I hope you can like get something from that because
I think we've got it all out. Oh my god. Huh? I'm gonna cut that part out. Because clearly it's a problem. Clearly.
I still don't get your point though.
Okay, I'm gonna
When you
cut
get a
out.
hold of yourself, you need to explain this truck driver thing to me because I'm like, okay, so they deliver the food to you.
No, I'm just saying they're not a very high customer service front line role.
Okay. I still don't get it though.
Whatever.
Okay.
Moving on.
You ready?
I've been ready.
Why are you crying? Well, I made Jenny cry. Apparently, I need to work on my customer service skills. But it's Get to Know Your Customer Day.
I don't know what made me laugh so much, but I hope wherever you are surrounded by people who will bring humor and laughter to your life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Till next time, that's all, y'all.